MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
The list of new cars that can be had for under $30,000 seems to be getting shorter every day. But the Nissan Sentra remains firmly in the camp of affordability. And for 2026, see some updates that make this small car more competitive than it's been in a long time. So we were recently invited out to Phoenix, Arizona to get behind the wheel of the latest Sentra for a first drive. S, SV, SR, and a returning SL trim make up the Sentra lineup. Overall proportions don't change much, but the face of the Sentra sees a new V-motion grille and fascia. LED projector headlamps are now standard, dispersing 70% more light and likely to improve on the poor IIHS rating the headlights had last year. Rear taillights now span across the trunk, which Nissan has made lower and wider for ease of use. Sporty SR grades have plenty of black accents, including the fascia, spoiler, rear diffuser, roof, and 18-inch alloy wheels. The luxury-minded SL has respectable 17-inch wheels, while lower trims have 16s. Powering the Sentra is a carryover 2-liter inline-4 engine that still outputs 149 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque through the Xtronic CVT. The first thing I noticed when driving this new Sentra is the ride quality. It's really impressive for a vehicle that starts under $30,000 and pretty well under $30,000. Granted, if you get up to a higher speed, you're going to get some noise in the cabin, but overall, it's really comfortable and very easy to have a conversation here in the cabin as well. And I think sometimes we do get caught up on the 0 to 60 times and the quarter miles. They are a great reference for us to compare vehicles, but they don't necessarily give you the full story for how vehicles drive on the road. And I think the Sentra is a great example of that. It's pretty slow off the line. There's no doubt about it. The CVT paired with this 2-liter, it's not going to be the quickest vehicle. But there is plenty of power when you are up to speed. If you need to pass on the highway, the CVT is very smooth. And Nissan even said that they made some updates to the CVT. They retuned it so it's a more natural feeling, smoother shifts. And it's actually kind of funny because it does feel much more like an automatic transmission than I've ever experienced in a Sentra. You will notice on acceleration there will be upshifts, and not necessarily in the standard mode, but if you pop it into sport mode, it definitely tries to simulate a downshift, which is kind of interesting. In the sport mode, there is an increased throttle response. It's definitely quicker off the line, and you can feel a little bit of adjustments in the steering. So it does give you that sporty driving experience if that's what you're really feeling like. We're expecting fuel economy to stay near the 2025's 34 miles per gallon combined. Fit and finish on the interior is as impressive as the last Sentra we've tested. Materials feel nice to the touch, and we find the standard zero-gravity seats very comfortable, whether the SL's quilted leather or the SR's orange-stitched accents. Screen size has increased to a 12.3-inch central display that you'll find on all Sentras, while the 12.3-inch digital cluster is only available on higher trims. The center stack features haptic climate controls, which aren't ideal, but they're simple enough to operate. We do like that it still has a traditional gear shifter. Wireless smartphone integration is on all but the base model. The base can be optioned with heated seats, while a heated steering wheel can be had on upper trims. A premium package adds things like a 10-speaker Bose sound system, an around view monitor, and ProPilot Assist. But there's plenty of standard safety features, including adaptive cruise control, blind spot intervention rather than just a warning, and forward collision warning. Pricing for the 2026 Nissan Sentra is very reasonable, with a starting price of $23,645 after destination, working up to just under $30,000 for an SL. Final assembly remains in Mexico. Production has already begun, and 2026 models should be in dealers very soon. It's refreshing to see that Nissan keeps a focus on making sure multiple models in their lineup are not only affordable, but offer a lot of value. We'll have more on the 9th generation Sentra coming soon, so stay tuned right here on MotorWeek.
The MotorWeek app, which includes our latest reviews and feature stories, is now available for mobile devices.